Is there a connection between your refrigerator cleanout time and your stockpile? Why? Let's talk about this back in a minute. Good morning. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City. Channel name Jan from New York City saves money. I truly love helping people keep some of their own hard-earned money, including me. How you doing today? Hope that this audio video message, as always, finds everybody doing well. Happy Friday. Well, what does Fridays mean to me? Well, Friday signifies the end of the traditional work week, although in reality, the work week is 7 days, 24/7, right? Hospital still runs. There are all-night stores, all-night businesses. And there used to be a time when there was one day out of the week when almost everything would shut down, but those days are long gone. But in any case, for the traditional Monday through Friday person, it signifies that. And in my case, it signifies the last day of the week for the Instant Coffee with Jan show, which just happens to be on and starting every day, every early morning at 12:05 a.m. Doesn't everybody start a show at 12:05 a.m.? Especially the '05 part. Isn't that cute? Well, anyway, this show is on Monday through Friday until, those hours and all day long. And I have almost 1,900 videos. I just noticed that. I noticed that I have over 1,900 videos hanging. So if, let's say, I took a day or two off, you have 1,900 videos to go back to. You will never run out of a supply of the Jan from New York City Saves Money channel shows. Yes, 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 yes. Let's get back to the day at hand. The day at hand is Friday. And what do I traditionally do and have been doing for the last few weeks on a Friday? We talk about the reminder to stockpile, stockpiling groceries. Now, don't forget to include in your groceries not just the food aspect of it, but there are other things: paper goods, shampoos, soaps, bathroom tissue, and you should keep a roll or two of paper towel. I think it comes in quite handy. There you go. All right, so reminder time in case you didn't put away your $5 or in case you wish to start a stockpile. And I love to remind folks of this every week, and I will. If you never, ever started a stockpile, you could start one while we speak. You could be listening to this message. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could be walking over to your active pantry. What is an active pantry? Well, it's the stuff you're using now that you recently bought at the grocery store that you're living on for the next few days and the next few weeks. You could take out a shelf stable item or two, a canned good or two goods of cans. How do you say that? Two canned goods. You could take that. You could take out, let's say, a box of, let's just use an example, macaroni and cheese, shelf stable style, the powdery one. Take one of those out. Take out a can of soup, for example, or veggies, example, or fruit, example. Walk over to another place and start your stockpile right now. I'm going to give you a minute to start your stockpile right now. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is remind everyone who is ongoing and says, I can't start a stockpile. Not true. Not true. You could start just like I just mentioned. And also you can continue it with, let's aim for $5 a week to the side of stuff that your family uses. This is key. Stuff that your family uses. And when you see it on sale, get it. It's just that simple. But to put $5 on the side every single week just for that intent and purpose, you're never going to lose. You're never going to lose. You will always be a winner. Now, what's the connection between a refrigerator and a stockpile? Well, I'm going to boil it down mainly to the freezer section. You know those refrigerators with a freezer and a refrigerator connected? Okay, let's talk about our freezers and let's talk about cleaning out our stuff. People forget that the freezer is actually part of a stockpile, of their frozen stockpile. Never, ever, ever dismiss the importance of your frozen foods. Now, I know it's summer, And I do kind of caution people to not overtly stock a freezer in the summer. Why? Because of power outages. Do some research and get the exact time the foods will keep, but always come up with a plan B and make sure that you have, like, those little chests, those foam chests from back in the day. If you still have one of those, you can load it up with ice that you make. All you have to do is fill up, if you have an empty soda bottle, not all the way, fill it up about three quarters. You have to allow for expansion, and then you could create your own ice bottles just in case. But here's the crux of the matter: don't dismiss your freezer as part of your stockpile. Let's say that we're never going to get a power outage, and hopefully we won't. That's my ideal goal. Okay, so let's count on it being there the majority of the time. Okay, statistically speaking, we have a 99% probability rate that our freezers will work today. So we need to count on them, but they are part of our stockpile. Okay, so what can we do to take it more seriously and to keep our bills lower? I look at it like this. I always remind people, and I know that we all don't live a one size fits all life, but how long does it take to boil a box of pasta? If a person's going to boil a box of, let's say, the shorter pastas, for example, and get those little individual, depending on your family too, you could get a bigger size container. You could just literally boil your pasta, add your favorite can of sauce. They have the prepared pasta sauces in the can, and I like those better than the jar. I'm not going to lie. I like those better than the jar because, one, I am glass phobic. That's another show. But also it just comes in handy, and just like you could just stockpile them so easily, and you get great deals on them every now and again. So do that, and just literally make the pasta, pour the prepared sauce over. You don't have to heat it up because you're not going to use it that day unless you are using some of it that day. It's different. And then just put it to the side and make a whole bunch of those packages, in the storage containers. I just had this last night, for example. I was not in the mood of cooking at all whatsoever. I was in the mood of something hearty. I was in the mood of something homemade. I was in the mood of something that I know what's in it, that I know that I make. Oh, so I walked over to the freezer into my frozen stockpile. And lo and behold, there was my beautiful, those little rotini pastas, they look like little spirals. Okay. They're really, really good. So I had made that ahead of time a few weeks back, and the easy way, and I cut up some, those mozzarella sticks that I like, those cheese sticks. What do you call those? String cheese. People don't realize they are a shortcut use of mozzarella in a recipe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very handy. And it freezes well, just for the record. So I had a couple of those sticks in the freezer when I prepared the original pasta that day. So all I did was boil pasta, add the pre-made sauce, cut up some mozzarella. I put it all together, and someone had mentioned a really, really cool trick. I didn't do that, but what they did was cut up maybe some pepperoni and throw it in there. Wow. So anyway, I assembled my pasta. I let it cool off, of course. Assembled it in all these little individual plastic trays that I had. I didn't mind doing it. Everything was cooled off. Put it in the freezer. Can I tell you, just to heat and eat that? Hearty dinner, very cheap, and it just felt good about it. And it was my own stuff, the way I like it. That's the way to do it. That's the way to roll. Is it so hard to boil pasta? Boil pasta, strain pasta, add two trays, add sauce on top, put on any other thing you like. Chopped up mozzarella sticks work. It was really good. I'm just saying. So there really is a connection between your freezer, how you keep your fridge stockpiling. Again, I love to clean out my refrigerator every week on a Friday. I have this thing like, well, I want to clean up before the weekend, blah, 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 blah. So I do that on a Friday. You could ask Steve Young, everywhere with Steve Young, 74 channel. He knows every Friday morning, well, Janet's a little busy that day. She's going to be, cleaning out her refrigerator, and he knows that many times. I say, Steve, I'll talk to you later because I have to clean out the refrigerator. He doesn't even ask anymore because he knows I do it automatically. This is for years and years. But it's a habit. It's a good habit that I developed. but I also check out to see what can I use, maybe do a redo, a remake, not a leftover. I don't mind leftovers, by the way. To me, leftovers are do overs. Leftovers mean less work and cooking for me. And because I clean out my refrigerator weekly, nothing ever gets to be that old. So I have that opportunity to recreate this, whatever it is, into some other whatever it will be. And I am totally happy, and my grocery bill will thank me in the future for it. Okay. Well, all right, everybody. I just wanted to remind you that, you can make the most out of your pantry. You can make the most out of stockpiling. Have an amazing upcoming weekend and take good care. Thank you so much for your time. If you have not done so, please do the following. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care now. Bye bye.